Okay, today we'll start with the first topic, that is what is economics. Economics is normally whenever we hear this word economics, just remember there's one thing which should come in our mind, that economics is something which will be related to money. Okay, and now let us see what is the origin of this word economics. So the word economics is derived from the word economy. Derived means it has been taken from the word economy. And this word economy is originating, means it is coming from one of the Greek words. Now what is Greek? Greek is a language. It is an ancient language, old language which people used to speak in old ages. So economy is taken from two Greek words. The first word is oikos. Oikos, which means the first one is oikos. Oikos means household. And the second one is nemen, which means management. So we can say that this from these two words, economic means household management or management of household. Very simple. Now economic is the study of how society manages its scarce resources. Now what do you mean by scarce? The word scarce here means it is limited or less. What is less? Resources is less or resources is limited. Resources here when we say about economy means the money which is available to an individual or an organization or a nation or a country is limited. So when we have limited resources, when the money is less, there need to be a proper management of money. So the meaning of economics is it is the management of society's resources, and it is important because resources are scarce. So we need to manage resources. We need to manage our money because the money is less. The money is limited. With this limited amount of money, how we are going to manage our wants? We are going to discuss this in detail. So now going back to the word scarcity, what does scarcity means? Scarcity means society has limited resources and therefore it cannot produce all the goods and services people wish to have. So economy is an area of production, distribution and consumption of goods and services by different agents. Agents here means it can be an individual, it can be a family, it can be an organization, a company or a nation or a country. We'll just go on to the second point, that is the definition of economics. So here we are going to discuss the three definitions. What we need to understand, what we need to remember here is who has given which kind of definition. So wealth definition is given by Adam Smith in the year 1776. And Adam Smith is also considered as the father of economics. Adam Smith, in his famous book An Inquiry into Nature and Causes of Wealth of a Nation, which was published in 1776, he defines economics is an inquiry into the nature and causes of the wealth of a nation. Here wealth refers to those goods which satisfy human wants. So as per Adam Smith, if we want to have the things which we need, Like if you want to buy a car, if you want to buy a mobile, if you want to buy a food, what do we need? We need money. So as per Adam Smith, to satisfy our needs and wants, a person should have a wealth. Wealth here means more money. If you have money, you can satisfy your wants easily and conveniently. The second definition is that, which is given by Alfred Marshall, welfare definition. Welfare definition is given by Alfred Marshall in the year 1890. So Alfred Marshall, in his book Principles of Economics, which was published in 1890, defines economics as the study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. It studies the mankind, it studies the society. So as per Alfred Marshall, welfare definition, welfare means we should benefit the society, the mankind, the people. So if we are having money, this money we should use it for helping the society, for helping the poor and needy people in the society. The third definition is that of scarcity definition, which is given by Lionel Robbins in the year 1932. So Robbins, in his book Nature and Significance of Economic Science, which was published in 1932, he has made his very famous quote, human wants what they can't have. What does this mean? Human wants what they can't have. Why they can't have? I'll just explain you with an example. So scarcity definition is focusing on its attention on the human behavior which is associated with the utilization of scarce resources to achieve unlimited wants. So resources are scarce means the resources are limited. I just explained you. Resources are limited, but the wants are unlimited. Resources are limited, which means the money which is available is less. Giving you an example, I want to buy iPhone 17. So iPhone 17 is coming for 500, but I have only 100. So with this 100, can I buy what I want? I want iPhone 17, which is coming for 500, but I have only 100. Why I cannot buy? Because the resource, the money available with me is less limited. So I cannot buy iPhone 17 in 100. That is why Leonard Robbins calls that human wants what they can't have. I cannot have iPhone 17 because I don't have money, but I want to have it. It's my desire. So there are three definitions which we have discussed. Wealth definition. Here we need to remember who has given which definition. So three definitions we have discussed. Wealth definition is given by Adam Smith. Welfare definition is given by Alfred Marshall, and scarcity definition given by Lionel Robbins. We will discuss here the circular flow of economic activities. Okay, the circular flow of economic activity is a model which is showing the basic relationship within a market economy. Market means, when we say market, market means where we have buyers and sellers. So in a circular flow of economy, money is used to purchase goods and services. What is used? Money. If I want to buy some food, I need money. If I want to buy laptop, I need money. If I want to buy vegetables, I need money. If I want to buy mobile, I need money. So in a circular flow of economy, money is used to purchase goods and services. So here we will see in the diagram, I will explain you with an example that goods and services flow through the economy in one direction while the money flows in the other directions. So here we can see this diagram. In this diagram, one side we have households. Say for example, there is Mr. John. He is an household. He is having a family. Now Mr. John is working in this firm. Firm means a business. So Mr. John is working in one of the stores of Walmart. Now what is Walmart? Walmart is one of the biggest hypermarket chain in the world, where we can find the variety of foods, fruits, vegetables, electronics. So John is working in the firm. So here you can see this line. Mr. John is giving his resources. Resources means he is giving his services, which means he is working in Walmart. So when Mr. John is working in the Walmart, what will happen? The company will give him income. Income means here you can see salary. So Mr. John will be getting the salary for giving his services or for working in the company. So here the company will give him salary. So this income will be generated by Mr. John. Now what Mr. John needs? Mr. John needs food for himself or for his family. So the money which John has received from the company, he will spend this money on buying the foods or goods and services from Walmart. When John will give money to the company will give the output, the food or the goods to Mr. John. So Mr. John will get the food. He will be getting food from the company. So the money which the business is giving to Mr. John for working in the company, this money John will give back to the company. So again you can see money is flowing in opposite direction. When John pays money to the company, to Walmart, Walmart gives him product or services. So you can see in circular flow of economy, it is circulating. Walmart will give money to John. John will use this money to buy product and services. To buy products and services, he will give money back to Walmart. Then Walmart will give him salary. Then again he will buy product and services, give the money back to the Walmart. This is what we call it as a circular flow of money or circular flow of economic activity. The next thing that we are going to discuss here is the scope of economics. Classification means there are two types of economics. The first one is microeconomics and the second one is macroeconomics. I'll give you a very simple way of remembering and understanding what do we mean by micro and macro. Here you can see what is the difference between micro and macro. In microeconomics we have I and in macroeconomics we have A. Okay, so how to remember this? Microeconomics means we have I. I means with I we have, what do we get? Individual. I is the word which comes in microeconomics. So how we can remember? I means individual. Individual means one, single. So here you can see microeconomics means it is the study of economic behavior of individual consumers or individual firm. Firm means business or individual industries. So in brief, how we can remember, microeconomics means microeconomic studies the economic behavior of an individual consumers, individual firm, individual industries, and the distribution of production and income among them, among the individuals. So it is summarized here, microeconomic deals with individual agents. This individual can be household, means one family, one consumers, one business, or one industry. The second type of economics is macroeconomics. See here, you can see I have underlined A. How you can remember A? A for all. All is nothing but total. So we have seen microeconomic deals with individual, whereas macroeconomic deals with total. So macroeconomics is the study of entire economy. Entire means the whole economy, the total economy. Total economy means the total country. So I told you how we can remember. It is nothing but the total amount of goods and services which is produced in a country, the total income which is earned by all the people in the country, the level of employment of productive resources, how many total number of people who are having job. Employment means total number of people who are having jobs in a country, and the general behavior of prices in the entire country. So in brief, I repeat again, microeconomics deals with individual, macroeconomics deals with total or the whole economy. Here we will have an explanation about what is the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Based on the previous slide, we can easily differentiate. So there are different words which is used in the examination for framing the question. It can be differentiate between macro and macroeconomics, compare microeconomics with macroeconomics, distinguish between microeconomics and macroeconomics. These are the some words which are commonly used for framing the questions in the examination. So here, as I just explained you, microeconomics, first thing meaning is microeconomic is a branch of economics that is related to the study of individual. We have just done individual. This individual can be individual household, individual firms, means individual one company in decision making and allocation of resources. So it deals with individual, single person, single company, single business, single industry. Whereas macroeconomics, I just told you to remember A, all. So macroeconomics deals with the study of behavior and performance of the economy in total, means the behavior and performance of the total country. The area of second point of difference or distinction is area of study. Microeconomic studies a particular market segment of the economy. Segment means we divide it into different parts. Yes, segment means, market segment means the market is divided into different parts of the economy, means in a country. So if I take example of a one country, there is one city. So if I take example of America, There is one city, New York. So if we study how much is the population of one city, New York, one market of a country, it is microeconomics. Whereas when we speak about macroeconomics, it studies the whole economy, means it studies the whole country, that covers several market segments. It will cover all the market segments. So in macroeconomics, we are studying the entire United States of America, USA, in which all the markets are included. It includes New York, it includes Washington, DC, and all others city or states of a country. The next point of differentiation is microeconomic deals with various issues like demand, supply, factor pricing, product pricing, economic welfare, production, consumption, and more. These are all related to individual. So this we can remember as an examples. So microeconomic deals with individual demand. How we will write? We can write here individual demand, individual supply, individual pricing, individual product pricing, etc. Whereas microeconomic deals with various issues like national income. National income means the income of the all people in a country. Total income. Distribution, employment I just told you, employment means number of people who are having job. So the total number of people, total number of persons who are having job in a country is related to microeconomics. The last point of differentiation here is business application. Microeconomics, again I repeat, see, you can see in microeconomics you have I. So you can see microeconomic is applied to internal issues. I for micro, I for internal. This is how you can remember for the examination. So microeconomics is applied to internal issues, whereas macroeconomics is applied to environmental or external issues. So these are the differences between micro and macroeconomics. Now there are central problems of economics. Now you can remember this point, this is very important. What is the root cause for central economic problem? Scarcity is the root cause for all economic problem. Why scarcity? Why it is a problem, economic problem? I just told you, economic problem means it is related to money, and money is also known as the resources, because with money we can buy goods and services or products or services. If you have money, then only we can buy anything. So to buy any product, any services, if I want to buy a mobile, I want to buy a laptop, I want to buy a car, I want to buy food, vegetables, I need money. So money is resources, but these resources are scarce, limited. A person is working, doing a job. He is having a salary of $500. So this $500 is a money which he will be receiving in a month, every month. So with this $500, he has to take care about his family expenses. He has to buy the food for the family, he has to pay the fees for the children, he has to pay the electricity and water bills, all the things. But with this limited $500, he cannot buy everything. So the person has to make a choice. He or she has to manage money. So scarce resources means they are insufficient in quantity relative to the demand for them. So I just gave you example. A person is having a salary of $500, but he wants to buy food for 1 month for his family, which is coming for $300. He wants to pay the fees for this children's school, which is coming to $200. He has to buy a mobile, which is coming for again $300. So if he wants to get all these three things, the total amount of money which the person should have is $800. But he is having a salary of only $500, which means the money which is available to the person is less. It is insufficient in quantity. If he wants to buy the food, pay the fees for the children and buy the mobile, a person should have $800. But he is having only $500, which is less, which is insufficient. The demand is $800, but he is having only $500. So he faces a problem, economic problem, how to manage the money. Now we will discuss here two things. Needs and wants are unlimited, but resources are limited. Now what is the difference between needs and wants? Just pay attention. I'll explain you in a very simple way. Needs are the essentials of life, which means without needs a person cannot survive, a person cannot live. Whether you are rich or poor, whether you are young or old, or you are a child or adult, everyone needs these things. These are basic necessities. It is known as the basic necessities of life. The examples of needs are food, water, clothing, and shelter. Shelter means the home or the house where we live. So food, water, clothing and shelter, these are the four basic needs without which a person cannot survive. So if we want to live this life, whether a rich person, billionaires, having lots of money, but he or she cannot live without water. If you don't get water, if a rich person don't get water for 5 days, can he survive? Can he live? No. He needs food. So this is necessities. Whereas when we say wants, wants are all things we would like to have, which we believe make our lives more comfortable and happy. This is something extra, something better. So what is my need? My need is, if I am feeling thirsty, I need water. But I will be happy, I will be more comfortable if I get the mango juice. So my need is water, but I want mango juice. I want to speak to my families, my friends staying in other country. What do I need? I need a simple mobile, which comes for $50, enough. But I want iPhone 17, because if I have iPhone 17, I will feel comfortable, I will feel happy. So a person cannot live without needs, but wants are something special. We can live without it, but we want it to make ourselves comfortable, happy in our life. Now there are most common central economic problems. There are three central economic problems: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So here we will see the flow chart of scarcity. Scarcity, I just told you, means it is a limited thing. Something which is limited. So here we will take the example of consumer and a producer. Both. I just gave you examples of one person. Say for example, there is one person, Mr. John, and he is having a salary. He earns a salary of $500 a month, every month. So he is having a salary of $500. which means every month he is having $500. Now what happens? Mr. John wants to buy food for his family for the entire month. So he needs to spend $300 for the food for the family. Then Mr. John wants to pay the fees for the school fees. So the fee for the children's are $200. Then John wants to buy a mobile. The price of mobile is say $300. So these are the wants. These are wants of Mr. John. When we add this together, 300 plus 200 plus 300, the total amount which is needed by Mr. John to satisfy all the needs and wants is $800. So here we can see John is having only $500. He's a consumer. He needs, the needs and wants are more. He needs to buy food, fees and mobile. But to buy all the things, he should have $800. But he is having only $500. So the money or the resources is scarce, less. Here scarcity, it is scarce. So now what Mr. John will do? Mr. John has to make a choice. He has to make a choice. And he has to prioritize his needs and wants. He has to see which is more important. He will satisfy those needs and wants first. Prioritize means first what is important. So Mr. John decides food is more important and fees for the children is more important. So he will be paying fees for the children and buying food for the family. Mobile he will use it, buy it in the next month. So because of the scarcity of resources for an individual consumers, he is having less money. He has to make a choice and then he will prioritize, decide which is more important, he will buy. The second one, here we will take example of a producer. There is one company, a person who is having a business. So this is a business of making a furniture. So here it is a business. They are making furniture. I'll give you a very simple example. There is one worker. There is only one worker. In a company. So here when we take examples of a producers, when we speak about resources, the resources for the company is worker. So only one worker is there in the company. Now what worker can do? This worker can make a table. In one day, a worker can make one table or he can make one chair. Now if the company wants to make table, a worker can make only one product in one day. He can make only one product in one day. And the worker available is only one. So if one worker is making one table, can he make chair? No, he cannot make. If he is making one chair, he cannot make, the company cannot make table. Alternative use means worker can make table or chair. He can make any one. He cannot make both. So now what is happening? What is the problem? Economic problem of the business? they have only one workers. Resource is limited. So now what they will do? They have to make a choice. If table is giving more profit, they will decide they will make a table. They will not make chair. They have to make a choice. They have to decide which one is more important. There arises an economic problem because of this scarcity. Why economic problem? Because company can afford to pay the salary of one worker only because it is new and they have just started the business. So these are two examples related to consumers and producers.